is topic number 2. This is a thread, it says. Is this bum energy or a good way to get a good partner? I'll be interested to see what the responses are to this. Let me share my screen. This takes us to Twitter. And here's this tweet from MZ Kenyan. There's a video on TikTok where there's a woman that goes out to solo dates and flirts with men who are also on their own so that she can get her meal paid for. And it works with the laughing emoji. And then this other tweet has a video that says Soft Life by Force. This is a 34-second video. I'll play it twice.
You target who's going to pay your bill, but a waiter is having a long-ass conversation with him. You spot your target who's going to pay your bill, but a waiter is having a long-ass conversation with him.
The tables were filled with families and kids, and the bar was empty. The woman asked me for a tutorial, and ask and you shall receive. I woke up super hungry, wanted to go to brunch. No one was able to go with me, so I went by myself. Before I left, I looked in the mirror and affirmed to myself that I will not be paying for shit. I went to this really nice restaurant called Il Molino. I mainly picked it because it's in one of Drake's songs. When I got there, I was like, oops, never mind, because it was a very family-friendly restaurant. All of the tables were filled with families and kids, and the bar was empty. The bar is the best place to meet and mingle with other people, especially men, if you're looking for someone to pay for your bill and to potentially. Is the best place to meet and mingle with other people, especially men, if you're looking for someone to pay for your bill and to potentially. Someone asked me for a tutorial, and ask and you shall receive. I woke up super hungry, wanted to go to brunch. No one was able to go with me, so I went by myself. Before I left, I looked in the mirror and affirmed to myself that I will not be paying for shit. I went to this really nice restaurant called Il Molino. I mainly picked it because it's in one of Drake's songs. When I got there, I was like, oops, never mind, because it was a very family-friendly restaurant. All of the tables were filled with families and kids, and the bar was empty. The bar is the best place to meet and mingle with other people, especially men, if you're looking for someone to pay for your bill and to potentially.
I don't know what's going on here. This video played for me earlier. I don't know why it's not playing, but essentially, you guys could kind of pick up the gist of it. This was just the tutorial part where she was teaching other women who were interested in living this kind of lifestyle. So I think everyone should probably get it. Should it be topic number 2? Is this bum energy or a good way to get a good partner? I don't even understand the good partner part, but let me start with Black Steel this time. Black Steel, will see you.
I think this is a good way to come up missing. I don't think you shouldn't be out here playing with your life like this. There's literally like 60, 70,000 black women that go missing every year, and you're just going to go up to random strangers and expect for them to pay with your meal, pay for your meal, and expect they don't expect and think they don't expect anything out from you, why would you play with your life in this way? I think it's definitely bum behavior. Um, she's really just trying to get money off of dudes to pay for her food. It's not a good way to try to partner because these guys are gonna go in this way to I'm paying for your meal. How are you going to pay me back? I'm not just paying for your meal for my health. You got to come up. What they say? Either cash, gas, or ass. Nobody rides for free. So she's really playing with a very dangerous game. It's better for her to just, hey, have your own money. It's okay. This idea you think you can scam people, people are just gullible. It may work every now and then. You might get a good-hearted person. That shit wouldn't happen to me. I wouldn't let no broad scam me out of a free meal. I don't even know you. Um, but yeah, I think it's a good way. It's not a good way to get a partner. It is bum behavior. It's a very good way to get hurt in this society. We can't, we always talk about. Let me go back to the previous topic about protection. Protection is more than just stopping bullets, beating up other people. Protection is a preventative measure. So when you go in your car, you put your seatbelt on. It's a preventative measure. It's protection. When you know when you warn people, hey, stay away from this part of town. That's a part of protection. So if this young woman was my daughter, she was in my family. In order for me to protect her, I would say, hey, sis, don't be out here trying to get people to pay for your food. You don't know these people. They could very well be dangerous. So this is me extending my protective energy towards her. Another thing is that we gotta get on these simps. We got to check the simps. The reason these women pull these type of stunts is because there is a man out there who they know will do this type of thing. We gotta check the simps because they're the ones who are enabling the behavior. So I'll drop it off there and let Buana take it. Thank you, Coco.
Absolutely. Buana, do you agree with that or disagree?
No, it's definitely bum behavior. But before I begin, let me comment on the last comment because Lero said something that's very pertinent. Um, I want if that lady was in fact assaulted, because I want to make this clear. If that lady was in fact assaulted by any guy, any dusty, I want him to be pursued by the fullest extent of the law, and I want him to go under the jail if that's what it takes. And I want the sister, if she was in fact harmed or assaulted, to heal well, despite whatever ridiculous things that may have come out of her mouth that I may disagree with. I don't want to see the sisters get harmed when it's not called for. In any event, there's other ways to resolve issues and problems. In terms of this particular sister, I am an old school Caribbean man. You know what I mean? So first of all, I'd rather go to the grocery store for you. If you say you want something to eat, you can cook it, and I can participate in the eating of that. So I mean, either your place or mine, we going to get something to eat. You're gonna make some food, but I have no problem going to the grocery store to go get it. But you're gonna cook it. I'm not gonna spend all my good hard-earned money sitting up in a restaurant. It don't go like that for me, man. Yeah, maybe I'm not in a Western sophisticated mind. Maybe I don't have these kinds of ideas and concepts. Sometimes you like to go eat out, but any woman who like eating out too much, really don't have a long. We probably won't have a long conversation. Because me personally, I like to prepare my food or my woman to prepare my food. If I do go out once in a blue moon, it's for someone who I really know, and I don't mind, paying for certain things of that nature. But some random women, just because she got a pretty face, come on, man, come on, come on, man. This is for the brothers, the young brothers, to give them, I guess, a little bit of game that you shouldn't do that. That's not a good look. That's not a good thing to do. Let the sisters pay for themselves. They empowered these days. They could get jobs. They could work at McDonald's. They could pump gas. They could do all manner of different things. So if you could do all that, of course you could pay for your own meals. Why do I have to pay for it? So I don't know. It's just a one off. But I'll leave it there.
Yeah, frankly, I don't know how this could lead you to getting a great partner. I just don't see it. So that is absolutely bum behavior. And I like something Black Steel brought up, which is the simp behavior amongst men. And we have to, as men, we need to really come together and discuss this shit now. Like, we're living in a different time, a different world. And here you come with the simp behavior that gives credence to this type of behavior we've seen on the screen. Because there's a sucker out there, and because there's more suckers out there, then more of our women are going to go that way. And the reason why I'm concerned about it is because this is not how a relationship should be. I saw a tweet this week. I don't know if you guys saw it in the chat or whatever, or on the panel. You let me know if you saw it. I saw a tweet where a woman was supposed to go on a date with a guy. The guy canceled the date for some reason. Plus, it was raining, but let's put that to the side. The woman texted him back and said something like, "Yo, you gotta send me an inconvenience fee." And this dude, without question, of course, sent the money.
I saw that, Koku. I saw his car got broken into. And she didn't ask, was he okay? What did they take? Are you fine? She's like, yeah, I need $50. Then she asked for another $50 for because it was raining. And he sent her $100 after his car got broken into. That is fatherless behavior. Complete. I
That's
wish.
that's that's the behavior of tricks and hookers. You pay for a trick's time. Well, a trick pays for a prostitute's time. She puts time on her engagement with a trick. So when you when you
You're cooking, Juan. You're cooking.
when you Black Steel, you in America, man. You know the game, I guess, better than I would, man. But to me, that's
I
how
don't.
it
Yeah,
sounds.
I feel you.
That's
No,
how
you're
it
right.
sounds. You could
You're right.
correct me, brother.
You're
You
absolutely
could
right.
correct me. But it sounds like a trick and a whole behavior, But I don't know, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's like the dating discourse is now basically being funded by sex workers, So now we're trying to relate to people on a intimate level, and what really comes out is pay for my time. This is really how capitalism commodifies everything. It turns everything into a transaction. Even basic human interaction becomes a transaction. It's behind a paywall. Everything is really just, how instead of relating to people as men and women, you're relating to you as a whole in a trick. It's a dirty game.
Yeah, the game is getting bad. I see Daily Affirmation by Pauline says she saw the clip too. And she was thinking, is she crazy? Like, what is going on out here? What are we allowing to happen? Lero says, but that's the thing. A lot of quote unquote dating going on today is indeed prostitution, like objectively. Hello, absolutely, sis. This stuff is getting bad now. This is getting bad now.
I always hate when, I often see this type of thing where, a man suggests a date to a woman and she's like, "Oh, that's bare minimum. If you want to go get some coffee, get some ice cream, oh, that's just bare minimum." And to me, the purpose of a date is just spending time with the person you're interested in. It really doesn't matter how much money you spend, because if you like that person, if you enjoy that person's company, that should be the most important thing, not how much money I spend on this person so I can sit back and look cute and take pictures. I don't. I've been in situations where I'm just going to run errands. I need to go buy some dog food. Let's go. Okay, we'll grab some to eat on the way. But if that person enjoys your company, that should be most important. Not, oh, I'm not going to accept you spending such amount of money on me. Give me an inconvenience fee. Let me scam some money out of dude. It's nasty. It's real nasty.
Let's welcome RBG, Real Black Yellow. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm gonna just put my 2 cents in this. I mean, a lot of this has to do with, I mean, just the phenomenon of social media. I mean, it's just basically like, you know what I'm saying, back in the day, you know what I'm saying, when if you're trying to connect with someone, you know what I'm saying, you probably use the phone, and you know what I'm saying, you probably call someone in your local area. I mean, even with phones in, let's say, the 80s, in which, you know what I'm saying, it's just the nature of the instantaneousness. I mean, we always had cars in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, but black people weren't necessarily traveling, all the way to even the next town over so much. You know what I'm saying? The next big city over. It wasn't like that because everyone was more locally inclined and their interests. We want to make sure that people were involved with community and what I'm saying? You want to make sure that the people were people that you knew, that these people were naturally vetted. You know what I'm saying? It's with nowadays where, cars and social media, cars plus phones plus social media, you can, people are, and I mean, men can go and look. Well, I mean, men naturally, instead of just trying to like, pick between all the women in their local area, they can go and fly someone in. You know what I'm saying? The connections are, with, even a relatively more upwardly mobile black people. I mean, black people would nowadays have a little bit more coin than they did, back in the day. So it's like, and so with the women, I mean, instead of naturally, kind of waiting for someone around, where you may have worked, what I'm saying, your community, if you happen to go around, do community stuff, you can go on the internet just like anyone else and, what I'm saying, see a man from, 300 miles away, you have a car, and you go, and that's what it is. There's no more community in this nature, you know what I'm saying? Because everything is limited by your ability to connect and your willingness to do so. That is, I mean, what that is, I mean, unless, what I'm saying, people are willing, I mean, are willing to, kind of, how would I say it, put constraints in the name of a sense of local development and local, you know what I'm saying? You want people, if you want a city, if you want to build a city, if you want to have any kind of municipal or just civic organization, these are long-term commitments. You want to make sure that the pipes are good, the power stays up, you know what I'm saying, the roads are good, and you know what I'm saying, that's not a fly-by-night, internet, swipe right, swipe left kind of thing. And that's what we're losing. I didn't say my piece. I'm gonna pass.
I think that, and Black Seagull love this. I think that this is capitalism gone too far. I think that when you start turning human interaction or turning a human being really into a credit card or a debit card, it's all transaction. I think it's too far. I think it's too far.
You're
And
right.
no one,
I
yeah,
absolutely agree.
yeah, and I think that I think no, I agree with you. I agree. But I think that no one questions the long term consequences of this behavior. Can you raise a child when you just have transactional relationships? I don't know. I don't know. What would that child look like if my engagement with his father is just purely transactional? Man, that's crazy. That's crazy when you consider the long term consequences of this. We taking human beings away from being human beings and turning them really into credit cards and debit cards. I don't know what the long term effects of that is, but I don't think it's nothing nice. You know.
Well,
I just want to jump in real quick. I always thought it was really tasteless. Pardon the pun. For all these like videos of watching people eat, I don't want to watch you eat over and over and over again on TikTok. I mean, this is really what we, I mean, it is what it is. Everyone eats. But I mean, I don't want to watch you, defecate. Everyone does that. I don't want to sit there and watch you do that. And I mean, it doesn't add any more appeal to you. I'd rather watch you do your profession. Honestly, I'd rather have you moving, see them hips move around while you're on your profession. That's what I want to see.
All right,
No,
thanks to
I'm sorry, really
everyone.
quick. I wrap up, but want to know. I think what we're seeing is that the more transactional relationships become, you start to see more and more people become alienated and isolated. So now you don't deserve love or affection if you don't make a certain amount of money, or if you don't drive a certain amount of certain car, live in a certain area, we start to see people become more alienated and more isolated, which you can see the amount of depression, suicide, mental health issues. We're really starting to see that increase more and more and more. I think that's where this road leads down.
The funny thing about that is, I'm gonna tell you something. In the UK, they have something called the Minister for Loneliness or Relationships, something like that. I can't remember the exact term. But the reason why that ministry was created is because people are finding themselves to be lonelier and lonelier. And because of that, it leads to suicides and different kinds of arrangements. And if this is where the West or the United States or whoever else is headed, man, oh goodness, it's just a calamity, you know?
Yeah, this will be bad in our hometown. This will be bad in our hometown. To make this the norm, nah. Lero in the chat. Sorry, Marcus McGee is here saying, "What's up, y'all?" I saw Afro Native World came in as well, but I want to highlight a couple of comments here. Trigger Happy 262 Plus says, "We had systems of courtship, and better than this, you have to have protocols on marriage and things like that." I agree with you 100%. Afro Native World is here. He said, "Age sets in Palenque, Colombia, each person is insured a spouse." He said that to Trigger Happy 262, but I like it because there was a time when we had age sets throughout the Caribbean too, I think. Trigger Happy says, "Yep, age sets were all over Africa. We have to go back to some type of courtship system for our sanity." Lero says, "You just got to be careful going into relationships transactional off bat. Trafficking is indeed real, like Brother Carl said." Yeah, so those are the comments in the chat. Does anyone have any last words for this prompt before we move on? All right, let's go to Shoot a Breeze topic number 3 tonight.